திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும் வரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை சிறுவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் சார்பாக நம்முடைய அன்பிற்குரிய கத்தார் தம்பதியினர், சரவணன் தம்பதியினருடைய மிகப்பெரிய நல்லாதருடன் ஆங்கில தொடராக த ஹோலி டெய்டிஸ் ஆஃப் சைவம் என்கிற அந்த தலைப்பில் விநாயக பெருமானை நாம் சிந்தித்த பிறகு தமிழ் கடவுளாம் முருகப்பெருமான் பற்றி தொடர்ந்து சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கிறது. We have been discussing the holy Muhurtham of Lord Muruga. We have been seeing that he has been accompanied by his spouses Valli Deivayani. As a matter of fact, I have explained that we should not compare human relationship with a godly relationships. These are all indications, or we can just identifications, or just to make us understand the things. It has been depicted as the relationship between a husband and a wife. As a matter of fact, God doesn't have a wife, or the goddess doesn't have a husband. It doesn't mean exactly that. The power of God is depicted as his spouse. Here, last time we explained why Valli and Deivayani always accompany Lord Muruga as his beloved spouses. The details we have discussed, and it was also appreciated by many of you as feedback. I got it from you. Okay, now today we are going to discuss about the veil, the sphere-like thing Murugan is holding in his right hand. We are going to discuss some details about the intricacies, or the real inner meaning of holding a veil in his hand. Does actually God require a weapon to fight against the enemies, foes, or evil things? Not at all. Here it means the veil, the weapon Lord Muruga is holding, is a symbol of jnanam. It's a symbol of the wisdom, the great wisdom, the unequal wisdom, uncomparable wisdom. That wisdom alone can save us from the ignorance. Please understand that we are all suffering due to our ignorance, nothing else. If the ignorance in our wisdom, the soul's wisdom is removed, then the clear wisdom will clarify, will make the soul understand what is real, what is a reflection, what is a real thing, what is a duplicate. All these details will be clear in the wisdom. For example, somebody is advising us, let us take some elder, they are advising us on something that thing is a bad thing, don't go near that, don't practice that, keep a distance from it, don't go near that, never allow it to reach you, don't touch it, or don't practice it. All these things they are saying, let us say. What will you do? Will you accept it? Will you accept that advice or not? See, a funny thing is, not all people will adhere to the advice. People are not favoring advices. They are reluctant to advise. What they think is, we know. Why should somebody else should advise us? We know what to do. We know what to adhere. We know what to follow. We know what to eat. We know what to dress. We know where to go. We know whom to associate. All these details we know. Why should somebody else dictate us? Why should somebody else should advise us? People are not fond of getting advices. Instead, they will advise others. They will give lot of bulk of advices to others. But if they are advised, they will be reluctant to hear. You understand why they are rejecting the advices? Because they think that their wisdom is foolproof or fault free, whatever you call. It is competent enough to decide all these things. The soul think. It thinks that our wisdom is competent. It can decide by itself. Why should it invite others' advisors? It may think. But the real thing is, the wisdom is not complete. It has been associated with ignorance. It may be masked with ignorance. It may not be clear in certain things. It is all because of the ignorance in their wisdom. So, ignorance can be compared to the darkness, because in darkness we cannot detect things, we cannot get a clear idea about the things in the place, because dark will encompass everything, darkness will encompass everything, it will cover everything, so that you are not able to see what is what. Likewise, if you are not able to understand things, it is compared as if some darkness has covered your wisdom. You are ignorant to take a decision. You are unaware of the outcomings of your decision. What will come back? If I decide like this, what will come back to me? If I wrongly decide, what will reap out? You do not know. So, you are hesitant to take a decision. Why you are hesitating? You are not clear about the result. Why you are not clear about the result? Because your wisdom is associated with the ignorance, otherwise darkness. So, ignorance is compared to darkness. So, suppose if you want to get a clear idea, you must get enough light. The brightness, the light will null away the darkness and will give you a clear idea about the place where you are in. Likewise, when you compare your ignorance with the darkness, your clarity in your wisdom, your clarity in your mind may be compared to light or brightness. So the jnanam, the wisdom, is compared to light, brightness. Lord Muruga is in possession of a veil, spear like a weapon. If you just analyze the symbolic representation of jnanam, is only the veil. The symbolic representation of jnanam is veil. What are the three basic qualities that a wisdom should possess? Jnanam. The jnanam means the wisdom without flaws, wisdom without any faults, the full wisdom, full knowledge, full wisdom, entire wisdom, muru jnanam, flawless. If you just compare the jnanam with a spear, that is the veil, let me call it as a veil itself. Whether it is in English, whether it is in Tamil, whether it is in Hindi, whether it is in any other language, veil is always veil. Proper noun cannot be changed. You see, Muruga means in English he is also called Muruga, in Tamil also he is called Muruga, in Telugu also he is called Muruga, nothing else, isn't it? Likewise, the veil, it is veil in every language. Just to understand, I just compared it with a spear like this thing. Now a veil will be shown to you, a veil, some veil will be shown to you. You just look at the veil, the spear like weapon that always Murugan is holding. The Tamilians are very fond of this veil and they worship, they pay prayers, and in some temples, for example, our beloved Srimad Pamban Srimad Kumaraguru Swamigal worshipped installing veil in some temples. Only veil. So here a veil with a peacock is shown. A veil, you can just see how does it look like. The three basic qualities of wisdom are depicted in the veil. You just look at the veil. It has a long stem. It has a long stem, deep through, long stem, and then a broader face, and then a sharp tip. Is it not? These are the three things that we must notice: the long stem, the broader face, and the sharp tip. These are called ஆழ்ந்து அகன்ற நுண்ணியனே. That's how the jnanam is being depicted by our beloved Manivasagar. ஆழ்ந்தகன்ற நுண்ணியனே. ஆழ்ந்து அகன்று நுண்ணியனே. You just see ஆழ்ந்து அகன்ற நுண்ணியன். If you just see the veil has a long stem, broad face, and a sharp tip. The veil itself is worshipped as the personification of Lord Muruga's mercy and valor and his enormous strength to drive away the ignorance to make it inactive. The veil can do the ignorance inactive. You understand? If you just look at this, the three basic qualities of jnanam, it should be deep enough. It should be broad enough, the knowledge, the wisdom, the knowledge. The knowledge means it's not inherent, it's acquired. But whereas wisdom is inherent. Wisdom is inherent, knowledge is an acquired one. If you just go through 10 books, you will get some knowledge, but it is not the wisdom. What you get out of that knowledge, what you get really out of the knowledge is the essence, it is the wisdom. So, as a matter of fact, here the wisdom should be deep enough, it should be broad, and also it should be sharp. You must have a sharp wisdom. So, jnanam has three qualities and veil also has three qualities. So, veil is compared to jnanam. You understand? That jnanam will drive away the ignorance, as light will drive away the darkness. The veil will drive away all our miseries and sufferings. You understand? So, veil is the most important weapon, or it is the most powerful, most safeguarding weapon. Tamilians worship as the personification of Lord Muruga itself. You understand? So, they don't differentiate between the veil and Murugan. For them, they are one and the same. If you are not able to install Lord Muruga in the form, okay, you just install a veil and offer your prayers. Veil Pusai, it is called the Pujai for veil. In so many temples, it's being carried out. The puja for veil is being carried out in many temples. Okay, now I am going to give you, this is jnanam, not only jnanam, the veil should be understood in the proper way. That's how our saint, the great saint, Paman Srimad Kumaraguru Swamigal say. He says that the veil should be compared to the Lord Muruga's Ichai Jnanam Kriyai. We have given even lot of explanations in our Saiva Siddhantam serial, this Ichai Jnanam Kriyai, that is the desire, planning and execution. Icha Sakti, suppose something I want to acquire, I want to indulge, or I want to experience something. It is called my wish, my desire. To fulfill my desire, what I am doing is I am planning. That is my jnanam works. According to my jnanam, my plan will be there, is it not? I have to quench my thirst, to fulfill my desire, I will plan with my wisdom. Then next stage, what is the next stage? Next stage is execution of the plan. So, desire is called Ichai, the planning is called Jnanam, and the execution is called Kriyai. Ichai, Jnanam, Kriyai. These three, not only soul is having, the Lord Muruga is also having Ichai Jnanam Kriya. Ichai, his wish, he wishes, what he wishes? He wishes to uplift, to liberate all the souls from the clutches of the ignorance, anavam, to liberate out all the souls from the clutches, from the sufferings of anavam. Anava malam, anavam, the ego. Now, not only ego, you can call it as ignorance, ariyamai, anavam, ariyamai. Okay, now these three Lord Muruga possess. Some people will give that in veil is a jnanam, Valli is ichai, Deivayani is kriya. But Srimad Paman Kumaravardhas Swamigal will not vouch that statement. He is not for that statement. He wants to give a different idea. I explained in the last session what is the significance of having Valli and Deivayani along with him. The greatest power of Lord Muruga is depicted by Deivayani, whereas his mercy towards the souls is depicted by Valli. What is the last stage for a soul? Valli shows. Valli reaches Lord Muruga and never she is away from him. She has become inseparable from Lord Muruga. Likewise, soul will become inseparable from Lord Muruga. So, Valli depicts that concept, Deivayani depicts this concept. You understand? But what about the veil? See, before we explain the veil, we will take the weapon in Lord Shiva's hand. It is called Sulam. It is called Trisulam. You just look at the, I do not know whether the Sulam is readily available to be depicted here, but the operator is just looking for display of Sulam. She is looking for it. But in the meantime, before she finds it out and displays here, the Sulam, how will it look like? It will have 3 leaves. Mu village Sulam. It will have 3 leaves. The center one, and on right and left there will be other 2 leaves. 3 Sulam. That's how the Shiva Peruman will be holding in his hand. He will be holding this Sulam in his hand. It has 3 leaves. What do they indicate actually, 3 leaves? If you just go through the actual concept of the Sulam, you can just understand that one leaf indicates Ichai, another leaf indicates Jnanam, the third one indicates the Kriya. These 3 leaves indicate Ichai, Jnanam, Kriya. They are separate. They have been parted in a single sphere-like thing. There are 3 leaves, Sulam, it's a weapon he is having. But whereas Paman Swami says that 3 are separate, but in veil they have been bounded together. They have been joined together. All the 3 are joined in one and the same weapon. The 3 leaves are not separate, they are not separated, they have been united, and it appears as a veil. So, all the 3 Ichai, Jnanam, Kriya, you just see here, if you just see the 3 leaves are separate, but in veil they are put together, they have been they have been joined together without any separation, and it appears as the face of the veil. So, veil and sulam are one and the same. Sulam, these three are separate, but whereas in veil they are put together and it is one and the same. Ichai Jnanam Kriya. So, if you worship veil, then it will refine your desire, it will refine your planning, it will refine your action or execution. What will not be given by veil? Veil is so powerful and merciful, and as a matter of fact, it only saved Veerabahu and other warriors in Kandapuranam. Because Bhanukopan, the son of Surabhadman, he obtained a very big astra from his grandmother Mayai, and Mayastram, and using that Mayastram, he just lifted Veerabahu and his other brothers. All of them are thrown away away from the battlefield in a far off ocean, and was put a sentry that nobody can dare to reach that place. Knowing this, Lord Muruga sent the veil instructing, go and fetch all my brothers. And veil itself went there. At its presence, Maya disappeared, and he saved, the veil saved. The veil saved everybody, including Veerabahu, and it safely brought everybody to the battlefield again. When he came back to the battlefield, Veerabahu worshipped the veil and said, we are worshipping it, we are worshipping you, the Jnana veil, as if we have made darshan of our Lord Muruga. As if we are worshipping Lord Muruga, we are worshipping you. As if we are praying prayers, as if we are offering our prayers to our Lord Muruga, we are offering prayers to you. You and Lord Muruga are one and the same. You are not different from Lord Muruga for us. He was giving such prayer in the presence of Jnana veil. So, veil will give you whatever you want, and it will just null away all our sufferings, and it will drive away our fear and hesitance. All shortcomings will be driven away by the veil. So, Tamilians, they even name themselves as Jnana veil, Veera veil, Vetri veil, Tanigai veil, Muttu veil, Pavala veil, Tanigai veil. All these types of names are being given to Tamilians because they are very fond of the veil. You understand, veil is not just like a weapon. It is the personification of Lord of Lords. So, don't just think that it is another weapon in the hand of a Lord or a God. It is different from all other weapons. That's why it is being named. People are being named after this veil. Any other weapon being named for some people? No, not at all. Only veil. Veil is such a powerful deity in Saivam. So, you can pray, you can do Tirumanjanam, you can offer Naivedyam, you can do every bit of puja to the veil, and as if you are doing it to Lord Muruga. So, the uniqueness about this veil is, suppose if you throw any weapon a spear like thing. If you in the battlefield, if somebody throws the spear, it will go and hit the enemy. Of course, it will hit the enemy if the throw is correct, proper, and if it is aimed properly, then it will go and hit the enemy, and it will attack the enemy, and it will attack the enemy, and it may kill the enemy also, or it may wound the enemy also. But what will happen to the spear once thrown? Once thrown means it will fall away there. But our veil will not be like that. Murugan will throw the veil means it will go, finish the job, and will come back to Lord Muruga and will settle down in his right side hand. That is why it is said veil vidutthal illa, veil vaangudal. Veil vaanguth. In Tamil, it will be said veil vidutthal, veil vaangudal. Why? Vaangudal means getting it. Vaangudal means getting it back. Thirumbavu vaangudal, getting it back. Vaangudal, getting it. So, well is the veil. Well, from the word well is obtained. I told you in the last session itself. From where the name of the weapon veil is derived. From the verb well. Well means conquer. Well means conquer. So, from that word, well, from that word, this noun is derived. Veil. Veil derived from well. You understand? Veil derived from well. Okay. Now, this victory, this victorious weapon, the victorious veil, if you pray, it will give you all the wealth, health, everything as if Lord Muruga gives you. That is the most uniqueness of the veil. So, Tamilians will offer special prayer for this veil. They will install, they will offer prayers, they will do every puja for the veil. That is why I am explaining in Tamil, Srimati Arunagiri Swamigal, he has composed a lot of songs for Lord Muruga, but he has composed a special song called Veil Vahuppu for this veil. Veil Vahuppu, worshipping veil, giving out the details of veil. What are all will be offered by the veil. If you just have a veil by your side, as if you are having Murugan on your side, you will be safeguarded, you will be protected, you will feel the security, everything. See, in that veil Vahuppu, in the poem composed by Srimati Arunagiri, he is comparing the veil, with a lot of things. Some of them we may list out here to understand us, to make us understand its vigor, its fame, its significance, everything we must understand. He is comparing it to certain things. We will see what all the things he is comparing. He is comparing the veil with பருத்தமலை சிறுத்த இடை வெளுத்த நகை கருத்த குழல் சிவத்த இதழ் மரச்சிறுமி விழிக்கு நிகராகும். He is comparing the veil with the eyes of Valli Amma. With the eyes of Valli Amma. See, poets always compare the eyes of the ladies with veil. It's an ordinary comparison. But Valli is not an ordinary woman. Is it not? She is the representative of, or she is the personification of a pure soul. Pure soul. So it is as if the veil is nothing but the eye of goddess Valli. Not only that, he just compares, Srimati Arunaginatha Swami compares the lotus feet of our Lord Shiva. The veil is nothing but the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Lotus feet of Lord Shiva protected Markandeya from the catch of Yaman, the god for death. Is it not? When the god for death arrived and tried to pull away Markandeya, Lord Shiva appeared and saved him. Yaman was hit by his left leg. So here what he says is, the veil is compared to the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, means you are protected from the catch of Yaman. So you will not get the fear of death. So he is comparing veil with the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. You just see the comparison. Not only that, he further says that whoever utters Tirupugal, whoever chants Tirupugal, Tirupugal is the price of Lord Muruga, songs composed by Srimati Arunaginatha. Whoever at any time, if they recite Tirupugal, then there comes the veil for protection. It comes by the nearby the reciter who recites Tirupugal, and it safeguards him. So please understand, the veil is the most powerful, thing, that has been Srimati Arunaginatha Swami is putting us before. You understand? So the importance of veil, I am just explaining you the importance of veil, because when we worship the deity of Lord Muruga, the veil should be there with Murugan on his right side. It should be there. If you just worship a statue, or if you worship a painting, or if you worship in the temple, wherever you worship him, ascertain whether the veil is with him. Only with the veil we must pray Lord Muruga, because Lord Muruga is inseparable from the whale. That is how we must understand. We must understand the meaning. Inseparable means Lord Muruga possesses the abundant jnanam, the light, the abundant measure of the wisdom. It is called Padi Jnanam, which can drive away the ignorance. So the main detail or the main thing for the whale is it will drive away the ignorance of our existing in our or covering our wisdom. The soul's wisdom is covered. So slowly it has to be removed. The ignorance has to be slowly removed. Stage by stage it is removed. Little by little it is removed. It cannot be removed all of a sudden. So it is a continuous process in so many births. This is the only thing that is going on. We must have taken lot of births, lot of details may be there in the births, but those are not very important. Only important thing about the birth is we must have taken so many births as a child or as a human being, as a bird or as an animal. Likewise, we must have taken lot of births. But please understand what is the common thing throughout all these births. The common thing is slowly the ignorance is being removed from the wisdom, from the soul's wisdom. That is the final victory, the final victory or the final thing that has to be achieved by the soul is to completely null away the darkness, null away the ignorance from the wisdom, and the wisdom should be fault free, and the wisdom should be flaw free, the wisdom should be ignorant free, so that it is ready to derive pleasure from Padi. Padi is ready to, Padi is nothing but the personification of pleasure, Anandam. It is ready to give. So when we are suffering from disease, we cannot enjoy the pleasures. The thing we have to do is we have to null away our disease. We have to cure the disease. Then only we will be ready to take in the pleasure. So when we are with a disease, when we have a disease, the pleasure we are deriving is not real. So here we have come to this world because of our disease. Why should we come to this world? Why should be given this body? Why should be given all these tools? Why should be given? Why should we be given? Are they stable? They are growing certain time and they are decaying the rest of the period. I was growing for a certain period, then I am getting old. Is it not? Getting old means what? All the parts are being worn out. That's all. Why should it happen? When something comes, it goes one day. When something comes, it goes away one day. Why should it come or why should it go away? We should ask questions, because they are coming to do something and they are going away because the period for which it has been allocated is over. So only certain period the tools are available. During that period, what is going on actually? We are living, we are eating, sleeping, we are getting old and we are leaving this world. But what is the purpose of the life? The purpose of the life should be understood. That is, it has to do with something with the soul. The soul should get matured. Its wisdom should be purified. So the purification process is going on in every birth, little by little. It has to be completed 100%. I do not know in each birth how much percentage is purified, 0.05 or 0.06 or 0.006 or 0.0. I do not know, because Innumerable births we have taken. Innumerable births we have taken. All the births account for our purification of our soul's wisdom. So the well indicates the pure wisdom. Pure wisdom. So when we make a prayer to the soul, give me clear wisdom. I should be able to differentiate between the good from the bad. I should be able to differentiate from the original from the duplicate. I should be able to differentiate between the good from the bad. I should differentiate the good from the bad, the holiness from the evilness. Is it not? I am not able to do it. When somebody says, I don't accept it also. When some saints, when some grown people, when some people already experienced, if they say something, I am not ready to accept it or understand it. I am finding it my own way. I am understanding it in my own way, and I am reluctant to accept it. All these things are happening. Why? Because so many, what do we say, so many faults in my wisdom. My wisdom is not clear. My wisdom is not, it is a road like with the bumps and humps, like my mind is also like that. So kindly understand that jnanam is the only goal that we have to reach, and it is being executed throughout a lot of births. Some people take the use of the birth, they get some experience, and out of the experience they understand the whole theme of the life is to purify the soul's wisdom. Instead of purifying the wisdom, again they are impure, they are adding more impurities to the wisdom. That is also going on. So the veil, whenever you see veil, you must have the idea it is the symbol of pure wisdom. It is a symbol of pure jnanam. It is a symbol of pure vigor. It is a symbol of pure strength. It is the symbol of pure protection. It is the symbol of clear wisdom. You understand? So, likewise, the veil has been depicted as the symbol of jnanam, padijnanam, and it is being worshipped. So, in our important deity in Saivam, our Lord Muruga is always in possession with a veil. Always in possession with a veil. So, whenever we worship Lord Muruga, don't forget to have a sight over the veil. Have a darshan of veil. Look at the veil and offer your prayer for the veil. You make a request to the veil, requesting, praying for pure jnanam. Please give me pure jnanam. You must make a prayer. So, we have been discussing the various aspects of the veil spear, the spear like thing, weapon, veil. You call it as a veil in English also. It is veil, Vetri veil. Srimati Arunira Swami will compare the brightness of veil to crores and crores of suns. Not a single sun. Not a single sun. உலாவரும் உதயபானு சதகோடி உருவான ஒளிவாகு அயில். It can be said Olivagum Mayil or Olivagum Ayil. Sadakodi Uruvana. Nuru Kodi, the 100 crores of sun. Even with the bare eyes, we cannot visualize a sun. We cannot directly look at a sun. Is it that? Our eyes are not able to see, are not able to see a sun, a single sun. Sadakodi, just to compare. Okay, so the holy deities of our Saivam, Lord Muruga, we must, when we are worshipping Lord Muruga, we must worship Valli, we must worship Deivayani, we must also look at the peacock, we must look at his the flag of rooster, and we must also look at the whale. You understand? So how nice to look at the to have a darshan of Lord Muruga with all these things. The holy deity, it indicates lot of things. Not just like a painting, not just like a picture, or not just like a sculpture, not just like a statue, not just like that. It gives a lot of information, and it purifies our thoughts. Because when you are thinking about a good thing, you are purifying your mind, your soul's wisdom. If you think about a good thing, if you think about good things, if you think about good people, then it is the process of purifying your soul's wisdom. Your soul's means you are the soul. You are the soul. So your wisdom is purified by thinking about good things, by thinking about good people. If you start think about the bad people, evil things, then you are spoiling the goodness of your wisdom. It's natural, isn't it? It is pure natural. If you think about bad things, evil things, then you are naturally, you are spoiling, you are poisoning your thought. Never give a thought about an evil thing. Just for thinking, I am just doing, I am not doing it, I am just thinking it. Don't think like that. By way of doing, how you spoil your life, by way of thinking also you will spoil your life. It has the same effect. If you do some evil thing, you think about some evil thing, both of them will have the same effect. You may judge that I am not doing it, I am only thinking it. No. The thinking and the execution, both of them will fetch you the same result in your wisdom. Your wisdom will be spoiled. To make it pure again, you have to take a lot of efforts once again. So never give a bad thought, evil thought, and spoil your wisdom. Make a prayer to whale, it purifies your wisdom. Think about its strength, think about its deeds, think about its fame. Praise the whale. If you do that worship, then your wisdom is slowly purified. Worship is usually prayer of a deity is for concentration and purification of soul's wisdom. Any prayer, people think that prayer will fetch lot of good things. That is different. Worldly things, worldly achievements or worldly benefits, people may make a prayer. That is different. What I am stressing here is, by the meaning of the life is to purify the soul's wisdom. So if you make a prayer sincerely, without any demands, if you offer a prayer sincerely and honestly, that it purifies your wisdom. That is the greatest achievement that we have to get, or we have to get out of this life. The real achievement is not achieving worldly things, the purification of the mind. Those who have pure mind are the gifted people and blessed people. So make prayers for the deities, holy deities. Why they are called holy deities? Because they make you holy. You may think that it is only a stone or a metal or wood or painting. No. It makes you pure. Your knowledge, your wisdom is purified by the sincere, honest prayer. Okay, now we are discussing about the deity, a holy deity of Lord Muruga, and the important part of him is the veil. And we have been discussing about the veil. We will continue our discussion about Lord Muruga in our next session also, following on, let us say 22nd, following on 22nd May. We will again meet and discuss, and we will continue our discussion about the holy deity of Lord Muruga. The holy deity Lord Muruga. We will just continue our discussion in the next session also. That falls on 22nd May, Saturday. At the time that we will be informing you. Okay. Now let me conclude this session with the recital of Sadakshara Mandiram, the 6-lettered Mandiram, 6 times. Kindly follow me. Tiruchitrambalam. Om Saravana Bhava. 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 Tiruchitrambalam. Let me thank all of you, and also I wish you all health and wealth, everything, by offering our prayers to Lord Muruga. He is so merciful, and he is so graceful that he will offer us with all the things we want, and we will offer our prayers to the lotus feet of Lord Muruga. Let him bestow his grace upon us. With that, let me conclude this session. Tiruchitrambalam. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.